self-organized even better to control everything.
In the 20 years you've been a part of this, in the 15 years, especially handling Phil, what are some of the finer moments, the things that you'll cherish?
Well, I think I'll always remember the first time that I ended up as Phil's handler, and remember that morning, very explicitly. I also will remember 2 or 3 years later, we started shooting fireworks off, and all that booming and doing whatever going off around there. Phil got excited, and Phil got scared and started digging his way out of the back of the stump, and it was the stump needed to be replaced anyway. And usually when I open up in the morning, there he is. There he is. He's right there. And what happened was that morning I opened up and he wasn't there. And I happened to look up to our president at that time, Bud Dunkel, and I said, "Phil's not here." And he says, "You better come up with something real quick," because he said the cameras are rolling. So, you see all this sawdust moving around and stuff in there, and I reached in and grabbed a hold of him and pulled him out, and, I'll remember that. And I probably will remember my last day, too.
Handling Phil is easier said sometimes, harder to do. You've got to develop a rapport with Phil, because you've talked about other people trying to handle Phil, and they're not too sure. And Phil detects that.
Correct. Yeah. No, if Phil is a wild animal, and you got to respect him as a wild animal. And what happens is, I think we put off some vibes ourselves that we're not comfortable with him, or we're afraid of him, or doing whatever. He senses those vibes, and what happens there is he can take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? He gives you the slightest little opening, you're done. He's going to bite you. He's going to nip you before you even get started. So then you're going to be more afraid of him, and you're going to send off more bad vibes, and whatever, and it's going to get he's just going to eat you for lunch.
Are some of the guys in the inner circle a little intimidated and a little scared to handle him? Not to get anybody in the inner circle mad, but have you seen that?
No, we're not going to make anybody mad in the inner circle. What's happened is there's about probably 8 to 10 that won't even touch him. They'll just say, "There he is." And the other 4 to 5 will touch him, okay? But they're not comfortable doing it. So, but no, it's going to work.
I handled him. Now, I did not know.
About a year or two ago. Yeah.
I did not know what I was getting into. Sam was thoroughly intimidated by the size of the groundhog. And you asked me.
Boy.
Well,
he's big.
And so are you.
Wow.
But
I smell better, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of debatable. But you handed him to me, and he was fine. I wasn't scared of him. Did he detect that, okay, this guy's not scared?
He basically said,
bare hands, too, no gloves.
This guy's not afraid of me, so I'm going to participate with him. I'm not going to take advantage of him. But again, it was just a short period of time. If we would have went on
3 seconds.
Well, if we would have went on 10, 15 minutes, I'm saying, it might have been a lot more than that too. So
I agree with you there. That was but people that watched that particular show said you held him without gloves. What were you thinking? And I said only 3 seconds.
True.
Were you waiting? Were you waiting for him to get me? Or?
No, I was not waiting for you to get, but I was there for your rescue if you needed it, okay? But no, you were holding him properly, and he was going to put up with that for a while. And I think a lot of the other folks, you'll see that they hold him where he's dangling, and it's like a child. If you hold the child where it's dangling and it's not secure, this is why, when mother holds the child close to her, and the child stops crying.
Talk about the other duties you had as Phil's handler. You talked about touring around the state. And what was that like? Because you got to meet so many people. That had to be one of the bright spots of your job, meeting so many people, not just famous people, but people around the world.
Yeah. No, you meet an awful lot of just common, ordinary people. You also meet the governor of the state of Pennsylvania. We were invited to go to his inauguration, and that was fun. You get chances to go to different parades in the area. Whether they be a fireman's parade or whatever they're having in their community as far as their little celebration. And no, overall, we've really had some great times. Really have. I will miss that.
What about today? we talked to the people who shot you and Mike Johnston for the Vaseline intensive care commercial. I asked him, did you need any coaching? And he said, he didn't say that. He said, absolutely not. You were naturals. Do you realize how natural you are for this job? And those are going to be big shoes to fill for the next handlers.
Remember, everyone is replaceable in this world. And what I'm saying to you is, no, it can happen. But you know, there's going to be somebody to replace us. The other thing is, Mike and I have done this for an awful long time. So, you know, we are very comfortable working with each other. And again, we can spread it along pretty good too.
What is the one thing you're going to miss the most?
Probably the people. It's like I said, I've enjoyed the people and things like that. But again, in some other ways, though, I do need a little freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been lots of weekends that there's an awful lot of other things I'd rather would have been doing, you know, been tied up. I mean, I think this week or this summer, I think we did 9 out of 10 weekends there in a row. We were doing something, and if you're off, yeah, in some ways I'd like to be off also.
How many interviews? I won't say through the year. Let's concentrate on the week leading up to Groundhog Day, the final couple of days. How many interviews do you grant, or you do?
Oh, I couldn't put a number to it. I'll be truthful with you. The other morning, I was just got out of the shower, and the phone rang, and just happened the extendophone was right there, and I ended up I'm toweling off, drying off, talking to Denver, Colorado, to a radio station out there. So there's just numerous interviews that you do prior to Groundhog Day, that day, and it's even unbelievable the amount we do through the year.
You won't miss that as much.
Well, no. I mean, yeah. Some of them are work, and some of them are fun. It's like different assignments that you've shot. You know, there's some that are
well,
fun.
every assignment's fun for us. I mean, come on. And, you know, with Sam, you know, with me, there's never a dull moment. When you look back on 20 years, let me ask you about your wife. Your wife was very kind to us last year. The sacrifices the wives make for you guys. Tell us about that.
The wives have to be very, I mean, my wife has been just super. I mean, as far as, you know, different times we've had some young groundhogs and raising them at home or raising them in your kitchen for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And, you know, very, they were really good about it, about the whole thing. And